How much should you have saved at every age? Before we get into that, if you like making money or are interested in getting your finances in order, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, and share this with a friend. And let's go over a few facts, guys. Look, 36% of Americans can't cover an emergency of $400. That's more than a third of the nation can't cover or can't afford to have anything go wrong that would cost more than $400. 2, 51% of Americans have $5,000 or less in their savings. That's more than half of the country having less than $5,000 in savings. Now, the median savings in America is $4,500. And what do we mean by median? If you were to take all the bank accounts and you start from the bank account that only has $1 and then you go to the bank account that has $1 trillion in it. All right. Right there in the middle in that data set, all the bank accounts, $4,500 right there in the middle. So the average bank account is about $35,366. So if we average all the bank accounts together, the trillionaires to the broke, we're averaging around $35,366. That means the wealthy is really bringing up this number. But just know, majority of us are not at where we want to be at with our savings. 5,000 or less is the reality. So why is this good to know, guys? You have to know your problem. You have to know what's going on before you can fix it. So much of us just go through life. We're just so worried about our day-to-day paying bills. We're struggling to pay our bills, but there are ways. There are ways for us to make our money and get our savings together. All right, so let's figure out, first of all, how are we comparing up? How do we compare to the people around us? So everybody under 35. So all you 18-year-olds up to you 20-year-olds, the young Americans, the young adults, the average is around $11,200 saved by their age. 35 to 44, between that age group, $27,900. At age 45 to 54, that's $48,200. At age 55 to 64, that's $57,800 saved. At the age 65 to 74, the elderly, they have around $60,400 saved. And 75 plus, they have $55,600 saved. Now, what should we really be having saved at these ages? All right, they came up with a quick little formula where you could 1 time your income, 3 times your income. But before we do that, we need to figure out what is the average income of Americans. So the average income of Americans is $51,480. So that means by the age of 30, you should have about $51,000 in your savings. By the age of 40, you should have $153,000 in your savings. By the age of 50, you should have $255,000 in savings. At the age of 60, you should have $357,000 in savings. At the age of 70, you should have $459,000 in savings. And at the age of 80, you should have $561,000 in savings. And believe it or not, you actually will hear people say you need at least $2 million in savings by the time you want to retire, if you want to just retire and not work anymore. Now, all of this is relative. And what I mean by relative is it depends on what type of lifestyle are you trying to live. Do not panic, all right? If you're not trying to be somebody that wants to just travel the world endlessly in your retirement years and you need to spend a lot of money, you might not need that $2 million in savings by the time you retire, okay? If you're somebody that just wants to have their nice studio apartment and don't have to worry about working and you can relax there, you probably need significantly less. All right, so this is based on your lifestyle. So what your aiming for. So do not panic if you don't see yourself having the savings that you want at whatever age group you are right now. Okay, do not panic. There are ways to get to where you want to go. So what is something that you could do? You could save 15% of your income every year. That will help you out. Especially if you're young listening to this, it's a lot easier. If you're 18, 20, 25, I'll say 20. It's good to start in your 20s. If you start doing this early, it's easier to save up a good amount of money that way. Another thing you could do is this the 50-30-20 rule, right? So it's like 50% of your income should go toward your needs, 30% should go toward your wants, and 20% should go in your savings. You could follow that model, and it could work pretty well for you. Other people start companies outside of working, but just to have a company, and a company has always been proven to be a good way of earning extra income. So before you can fix any problem that you have, the main thing is knowing what is your goal, what is your desired lifestyle. And yeah, by each age is really depending on you, your work ethic, and how much you're willing to save. And sometimes you look at earlier in life, your 20s and 30s, you might want to do some cutbacks. You might not want to try to live this extravagant lifestyle that we see on Instagram and YouTube, etc. Like, a lot of these things are not true, they're fake. You might be watching a lot of people calling into these little podcasts, these little shows, all on the internet, and everybody's claiming to make $100,000 a year. You can never get anywhere lying about your income just to prove to everybody else that you're doing good, trying to show off to your old high school classmates, trying to show off to that girl that you like, trying to show off to your other friends that you're doing so great. But we got to be honest about our incomes. We got to be honest about our savings. We got to be honest about our budgeting, and that will get us to where we want to be later on in life. And let's stop putting on an act in the front. The truth is, most Americans only make $51,000, and most Americans really have less than $5,000 in their savings. So we got to change that, guys. We just got to do a little bit better in our savings and our budgeting, and not trying to live outside of our means. And hopefully this was helpful for you guys, knowing where you sit and where you stack up against the rest of the country. And if you just follow some of those rules of saving your money, saving 20% or at least 15% of your yearly annual income every year, that will do wonders for you. So if you need to cut down some expenses, if you need to downgrade, it will pay off later, man. Just try your best not to live outside of your means, guys. Hope y'all like that video. This is your boy Moonwalk Crypto, or third of the Well Rockers crew, and I'm out of here. See you next time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.